What's going on, Attack Squad? It's your boy Roman, aka Mr. Enemy 343, back at it once again. This time with another live stream, and this time I've actually got something I really want to say about this. Hang on, if anybody wants to join me, I'm gonna leave a post in the comments here. There we go, and that's if you actually want to join in as well. I mean, I'd be more than happy to just let you guys on if anyone wants to pop in and get their own opinions. So today's topic I want to talk about is being for the fans and consumers. Look, I ain't gonna sugarcoat this. I just actually freaking tortured myself watching Wonder Woman 1984. Oh God. And people are saying that capitalism is bad. Crap like that. It doesn't make any sense. Hang on a second, guys. I just gotta let people know I'm actually live streaming here. Hang on. Okay. All right, guys, I'm back. I just actually had to check up on something over on Twitter. Hopefully, oh, speaking of which, I gotta let people know I'm actually live streaming. Whoops. Hold on a sec, guys. If you can still hear me, hold on. Whoops, I'm out of the friggin' wrong place. All right. Paste. There we go. Okay, guys, I'm back. Hold on. I got two guests now. All right. Add to stream. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right. Yo, Matt, what's up? We're gonna get you on the podcast, man. Besides, and also we have D&D girl in the house as well.
Welcome. How do you like my new avatar?
Oh, it's actually, I do have to say.
I couldn't find the original thing I had, but I forgot that last night I made an actual StreamYard account, so now I don't have my original avatar.
Oh, that sucks. But, you know, I definitely like the improvement, though. I mean...
Yeah, she's wearing a muzzle. She's wearing a muzzle because, unfortunately, she ended up going full vampire, and because it takes 3 days to get over the unyielding urge to drink blood, she had to have a muzzle because she kept trying to eat everyone.
Sort of like Nezuko from Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Well, at least your character's a real vampire. Heyo!
Yep. Yeah,
anyway, guys.
When I posted about it outside of the Discord, everyone's like, "Oh, so she's like Nezuko." I'm like, "But she's a vampire. She's not a demon."
Yeah, but here's the thing. You know, freaking the demons from Demon Slayer are somewhat like, you know, like a mix between vampires and zombies.
Speaking of which, anyone seen that stupid-ass extra credits video about how evil races is bad video game design, blah, 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 blah. God damn.
What?
Actually, the funny thing is there, Matt, I actually watched Abba Ben's reaction to it. That's how I've actually noticed about that, because basically, I'd rather trust Abba Ben over freaking extra credit or, like, you know, Mother's Basement.
Dude, I'd much rather trust Appa Ben, It's a Gundam, anybody other than any journalist ever.
Also, if either of y'all know an app that I could use, I've been wanting to do a VTuber avatar, but the problem is what I find doesn't really work.
That's unless you're actually looking to, freaking. I don't really know about doing VTuber stuff, but if I can actually save up enough money, I'd actually totally freaking try to do a commission for like a female VTuber rig, like It's a Gundam did with his female version of himself. And
Oh yeah, It's a Gundam. It's a Gundam. Best VTuber confirmed.
What I'm saying is, either the stuff I find is in Japanese, meaning I'm not going to be able to work it because I don't know Japanese, as in writing. I know a few Japanese words, mostly because I watched anime and read manga, so I know baka for idiot and stuff. Or it doesn't do anything when I move my mouth and stuff, because it's supposed to follow your movements with the camera. The closest I got is the character will open its mouth, but if I say like hello or something, it doesn't, mimic that.
I see, but Dionysus-sama just popped in and said, "At work, y'all. I'm off at 11. Headland heathens." Oh, I appreciate that, and Dionysus-sama. And also, guys, you see, the main basis of this is actually talking about doing stuff for the fans. I mean, look at the way anime and manga is, along with the indie comics. They're actually doing what's right. They're actually they're listening to the customers, the consumers. They're listening to the fans in general.
Damn right. I mean, look at the. Okay, let me start again. Look at the Voton's pachinko machine and tell me that isn't fan worthy.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. It's just ridiculous how freaking the West keeps screwing everything up because of gender identity, freaking the hashtag Me Too movement, freaking
and
all this freaking social justice crap that's going on.
But I got an idea, and it would basically be like Avatar, where it's an anime style, but because me and anyone I could find to help me with it would be, American and stuff. But they would have to meet my standards before I add them. So if they were like Noelle, what's her face, who did the She-Ra reboot, I'm gonna be like, yeah, you're not getting a job with me. I'm trying to avoid woke as much as possible.
Yeah, and then they'll actually freaking try to cancel you on freaking social media with these types of people.
Oh, I'll give them a job if they're willing to agree to go with my standards for my story idea. If they aren't, they don't get a job with me.
Exactly.
But my idea is it's a little bit of My Hero Academia spliced with old school comics, spliced with the kind of chosen one thing like Harry Potter. But it involves aliens choosing various people from various countries to give superpowers to try and protect their world from another alien species that would destroy Earth. Problem is, you got the people who are like, oh my god, I can be a superhero. But then you got the people who were probably bullied and decide, you know what, I'm going to become a supervillain and punish everyone. Even the people who had nothing to do with my torturing. But my main character, her hero name would be Miss Banshee because she has the supersonic scream like some heroes would have. And she's Miss Banshee because I don't want to risk Marvel being like, hey, we have a character called Banshee. That's copyrighted. And I'm like, no, she's Miss Banshee. There's a difference. But
yeah, and also DC had another Banshee version of the character as well.
But my idea is she's given the supersonic voice because she's gonna be heavy set. Because I hate to say it, but the main character Bonnie is a little bit based off me. But And I know how people hate Arthur avatars and stuff, but it's like this is basically me. I always wanted to be part of the X-Men and stuff because I was bullied for being different. But my point is, instead of doing one of my powers that I've told you about, like my super foam spinning thing, or the using one's body fat to make an explosion as fuel and stuff, I decided to go with something that's been seen before. And I'm sure people will be like, well, why wouldn't you give her something cooler? And it's like, because she's overweight. Yeah, it's easy to give her cool powers and stuff, but the problem is she's overweight. She's not going to be able to be running and not being like
Yeah, that's just the thing. I mean, I also like actually throwing myself into like certain situations, like how I actually created Anarchy of Anime. This is kind of like my reaction to like what would I do if anime became illegal. Like that's why I
yeah.
actually.
And I'm sorry about the monkey wrench thing about like shows like Steven Universe and stuff that are pretty much love letters to anime. The last few seasons, unfortunately, Rebecca Sugar can only do so much because Cartoon Network decided to stick their fucking fingers in it. I mean, the last season, which is Future, would have worked if they hadn't been like, yeah, you decided to have Ruby and Sapphire, who were known to actually have a lesbian relationship because they identify as female. That's what annoys me when people say, oh, they're genderless. No, they're sexless. Genderless means they don't associate with any gender, and they associate as female. So they're not genderless. But we see Ruby and Sapphire actually have a relationship. So because Rebecca Sugar decided to have them, realize, maybe we should be apart because they fuse into Garnet, and, take it slowly and realize that we don't always have to be together in order to have a good relationship. And they stay apart, waiting until they actually have their wedding ceremony to fuse into Garnet again. Cartoon Network's like, well, you had a lesbian wedding, and people that we send your show to in the world aren't happy about that. So we're giving you one more season. So poor Rebecca is basically having to figure out, okay, what do I need to keep to try and tie up loose ends, and what do I cut because I'm not going to get all the episodes that I originally was going to have.
Yeah, that's the point, because basically, companies always want, quantity over quality. I mean, but we the fans are vice versa. I mean, take a look at what I just got the
Yeah,
other
I'm
day.
definitely all about quality over quantity. I mean,
Hang on, guys.
take a look at my bitch and id Avatar and why Votons is my absolute favorite anime next to Xenogears.
I mean, people
Yeah.
People complain about the last few seasons of Steven Universe, and I'm like, do you not look up as to why the last few seasons seem rushed and stuff? Because if you did, you'd realize Cartoon Network was kind of assholes and told Rebecca, yeah, we're canceling your show after one more season. So Rebecca's like, okay, I got to keep this episode because it's linked to the main story. This is an episode about side characters. It doesn't relate to the main story, so I'm gonna have to cut that one. And basically, if Rebecca had been allowed to have the episode she was originally gonna have, meaning a couple more seasons as opposed to the one final season, she would have been able to do everything and it not seem so rushed and thrown together.
Exactly. And also, guys, I don't know if you might have actually seen it, but check it out. I just got it the other day. This is actually Goblin Slayer, Goblin's Crown. Now, the thing that really freaking pissed me off the most was when freaking Mother's Basement of all people decided to actually compare freaking, goblins to actually, like, being a Semitic race, aka the Israelites.
Oh my god, it's the orcs argument all over again.
See also why extra credits is complete full of shit.
Exactly. But, freaking, I just actually really hate these people. Also, another thing that really freaking got me freaking just absolutely livid was
I'll
basically
be right back. I forgot I was gonna send Lou a link to the thing.
okay. Well, do what you need to. We'll be right here. But anyway, like I was saying, there's one thing that really freaking just irks me is this whole freaking comparison between cat girls and sex slaves. How does that even correlate?
Ay, ay, ay. I believe Bobby Campbell said this wonderful thing. Sun Tzu said, when the enemy is relaxed, make them toil. When they are full, starve them. When settled, make them move.
Oh yeah, and I talked to you about the Wonder Woman thing and how I pointed out if the roles had been reversed, everyone be screaming about a woman not having the right to consent or not. But because it was a guy, oh well, that's different.
Yeah, certainly, the mangaka of Rita Healer, they were actually a sexual victim. They're a sexual assault victim as well. That's why they actually based the protagonist Kaoru off of them.
Remember, it's rules for thee, not for me.
I am just so freaking sick and freaking tired of that crap. The rules should apply to everyone, not just, to some, just to give them favoritism. It should be applied to all. Or it shouldn't be
Sheesh,
a
preach to the choir much?
Well, that's what pisses me off about the whole Johnny Depp thing, because it's like, if it really was Johnny being abusive and Amber Heard had proof, it'd be like, well, see, there's proof that he was abusive to her. But when it's Johnny, oh, well, they were both mutually abusive. And it's like, no! Because
exactly.
they want to make sure Johnny is still the bad guy, despite Johnny is the victim. And
we've even had proof about it too. That's just the thing that really freaking irks me, because whenever there's actually proof against the woman that she is the freaking perpetrator in all of this, i.e., like Monica Rial, Jamie Markey, and all like these other Big members, including Honolulu and freaking Mars Girl or Dominique Sky with Todd Havercorn. Oh.
We live in a world ruled by absolute sociopaths. I swear to God.
I mean, I'm going to say it. I loved my mother, I did, but I saw the things she did to my father growing up. That's probably why I'm more willing to be like, well, I want both sides of the story before I choose a side, as opposed to, oh yeah, she's definitely innocent in this.
Oh, basically, let me just simply say this, guys. Basically, there's two sides to every story. You need to actually sift out the truth and find out, what side is actually much more believable with the facts and evidence. That's why
I'm still waiting for that video footage of Vic forcing himself on someone on an elevator, because that was the whole thing. Oh, he did me on an elevator. I felt so violated. I'm like, where's the footage? Because you're not going to tell me people who look at the security footage for elevators is not going to basically be like, yeah, this guy we had as a guest at the hotel or whatever did this to this poor girl. No, people are going to be like, yeah, this happened. We got the video footage. Not, well, I didn't see nothing. Let's just delete this.
No, basically, also another thing, shouldn't elevators actually have security cameras as well? Where's the footage from that? In fact, where's the footage? Unless you actually have proof.
I mean, if you look at, I think her name was Alyssa Lamb. She's that Asian girl you see in the elevator that people like to use for that creepy pasta elevator game story.
Oh yeah, I've actually seen it played a few times on YouTube. Basically, I would not recommend doing it. That is just really super creepy, and basically.
Well, let's also take into account if you do like a hotel or something, you risk someone basically stopping it to get on, so you're not going to actually be able to do it very well. But the point is, her thing, I believe, was from like 2009 or something.
Yeah, and basically, here's the thing: the best way to do it is actually around like maybe like 3 a.m. when nobody's actually around, or like everybody's gone to bed. So
That's
that
a
way,
bad idea in an anime convention, because trust me, I remember one year I stayed up all night playing the werewolf game. You know, where you have the werewolf and then you have like the vampires and stuff. If you've played Town of Salem, it's similar to that. But
Oh, Werewolf Among Us, huh?
yeah, yeah, and I was up all night. I had to get an espresso shot from the Starbucks in the hotel, and I crashed right when we got back to the town we have to go through. It's technically a city, but we call it town before getting to my town where I live. And we stopped for groceries. I'm like, Dad, please, can we do this later? I'm tired. I want to sleep. And he forced me to walk through the grocery store. And people are looking at me because I looked like I was drunk or something because I was so sleepy.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I've actually.
And I was dressed as Alice from Alice in the Country of Hearts, so that didn't help me.
Wow. Yeah, but here's the thing. Basically, like I said, 3 a.m. best time to do it. But I really did like watching like 3 a.m. challenges back before this whole freaking controversy with like Time J Station and stuff like that. Oh, wow, just wow.
Well,
Look at
there's this guy. I think I'm still subscribed to him, but I haven't really watched his videos a lot recently because he's an urban explorer. His name's Josh. Exploring with Josh is his thing. And he used to, go through old buildings and stuff. Now it's like, I found this haunted house. And I'm like, Josh, don't do that. Please don't
yeah.
do that. If you have to say you found a haunted house, then clearly you're trying to get everyone instead of the people who would be, into urban exploring.
Yeah, basically, just there's always this too much drama and everything because basically, like look at drama channels for instance. All they want to do is just blame somebody and just give out fake apologies.
Oh, Daddy 05 did this when Philip DeFranco called him out for abusing his kids. He said, none of this would have happened if it weren't for that Philip DeFranco guy. I'm like, oh, dude, don't you dare blame him for calling you out on your abusive behavior. And then people defending them are like, oh, he's just pranking them. I'm like, when a child is crying scared that they didn't stain their floor with ink, that's not funny. That is horrifying. And if I meet you in real life, I will slap you for that because I don't take kids getting abused as a funny thing. I am an aunt and I would be pissed if my brother or my sister harmed their children just for, it's just a prank, bro, lol.
Dude, I would just punt these. It's a prank, bro. Shitheads. And it's right in the dick so they don't infect the world with their filth.
And then there was an actual video where Daddy 05, I don't care what his actual name is, he doesn't deserve to go by his actual name for what he did to his kids, pushed his youngest son, who is autistic, I might add, into a bookcase, and the kid's nose got busted, and you see what he calls red ink on his kid's pillow, and he says, oh, it was red ink. I'm like, no, I saw you push him into a bookshelf. Stop trying to gaslight me, fucker.
That's just the thing. They just want to do this kind of stuff for freaking clout and getting more views because to them.
By the way, Daddy of 5 in jail when?
Yeah, good question.
his actual children and his stepchildren were taken away from him, thank God, because those kids are gonna need, his actual kids are gonna need a lot of therapy, because he used to get his stepkids to bully those poor children. He basically made it seem like he was gonna throw his daughter's few meager toys out the window. That poor girl didn't even have her own room. She was sleeping in the basement.
Ugh. That's
God,
ridiculous.
Good God, I want to shove Daddy a 5 into a wood chipper near a fucking sewage pond.
And what pissed
That
me
guy's
off,
a fucking shithead.
what pissed me off was the teacher who didn't realize, hey, wait a minute, a 7-year-old, because at the time the youngest kid who was Daddy 05's actual son, Cody, the one that's autistic, he got a note sent home by the teacher saying he was picking at his skin and ripping his skin open. And I'm like, that's usually a sign of depression and misery. What the fuck, lady? You should be questioning why he's trying to rip his arm open. Not sending notes home saying, oh, he was doing this and not paying attention. What the fuck is wrong with our country?
Basically,
I'll tell you what's wrong with our country. Sociopaths in charge.
yeah. I mean, this is why I seriously hate politics. And I've actually been a victim of child abuse myself as well as a kid. And this was actually being with a stepdad that never actually took care of me or my older sister. And our mom, she didn't care if, she didn't care if we were getting abused or whatnot. Basically, she just actually went along and just pretended that we were actually just being freaking kids and, doing stuff wrong. So to ensure that we actually never did what we did again, you'd actually have to freaking physically abuse us to actually make sure that we weren't going to do it again.
Oh, and what I love is him privating all his videos once more people were like, you fucking asshole. I hope you get sterilized for what you did. So he privated all his videos, but great thing about the internet, capturing is forever. So
Exactly.
other accounts on YouTube will be posting that shit for years, being like, you see this bastard, make sure you kick him in the nards so he can have no more children.
Better yet, chop his nards off.
Oh, and his wife, his second wife, her and him doing that apology video of, we're sorry, we didn't mean to mislead people.
Crocodile tears much?
And I posted on that video like, you're not sorry, you're only sorry you got caught. If no one had called you out, you'd have kept doing that shit and basically causing Cody to eventually snap and go on a killing spree because he couldn't take it anymore. Because that's what happens to people who are mentally attacked. They eventually snap, and then everyone's like, we don't understand what happened. And it's like, did you look at his father and stepmother? Did you look at their YouTube channel? This poor kid, it's a surprise he didn't hang himself.
I don't know if you guys, basically, I don't know if you actually might have actually seen their D&D girl, but on April Fool's Day, I actually decided to actually do like this really interesting little April Fool's joke about saying that
April Fool's joke ever.
I must have missed it.
It's still up on my channel. It's only like a minute long, and basically, I was actually beginning to admit that freaking Unseen Japan was right, and I was actually starting to believe that he was actually his words were kind of resonating with me, but I couldn't freaking keep it together. I
did see that. I thought you posted something on Twitter.
No, it's on YouTube.
I didn't watch that because I'm like, you must be sick or something. I should have realized April 1st. I should have realized.
Yeah, and basically towards the end, I freaking couldn't hold it together. I freaking started cracking up. And then I just simply said, if you believe for 1 second that basically I really do believe Unseen Japan, basically you just don't even know what day it is.
So apparently, people are arguing that Superman wouldn't be a supporter of gay rights. I'm like, technically, he would have to be, considering if you throw pink kryptonite at him, he starts liking men for a while. Yeah, pink
Oh my
kryptonite pink kryptonite turns Kryptonians gay. So
Good Lord.
everyone
Are
who's
we
shipping
trying to
Supergirl.
prove Alex Jones right? With the frogs and the water and the frogs, the water turning the frogs gay and all that shit? Really?
Well, I haven't really watched Supergirl, but apparently there's this female character everyone ships Supergirl with, and I'm like, technically it'll work, provided that the one girl is at least bisexual, if nothing else, and you throw pink kryptonite at Supergirl, because otherwise that's never gonna happen.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean,
Oh, you're
Cannon.
putting the thing on.
You're just
Hell yeah.
trying to piss off people now, aren't you?
Hell, if it actually freaking pisses them off, more power to you. Besides, I ain't apologizing. Basically,
That's why I love this channel, guys. Woo!
Oh yeah, Mr. Anime, tell Matt about the thing I showed you that I said looked like sad fat Betty.
oh god, yeah, there was like this like one particular ghost from the movie 13 Ghosts.
The Great
Oh
Child.
god,
It's called The Great Child, by the way.
yeah, the Great Child, and basically, I just sent her like a picture of like the Steve Carell character from The Office actually just cringing. That was my initial reaction after seeing that, thinking about Yakuza Western Killer.
Yeah, but
It's
it
just
looks like him if he got a haircut and never grew out of diapers. Because
Yeah.
according to the information about the Great Child, his mother was very protective of him, that he pretty much has the mind of a toddler still. But his mother was raped, so it might have been a case of basically she was trying to make a good thing out of a bad situation, pretty much. But unfortunately, she didn't do her son any favors by basically keeping him like a child. But it, but when Mr. Anime mentioned Sad Fat Betty, it instantly hit me. I'm like, oh god, I just realized this looks just like him.
yeah. It basically, I I doubt he's ever gonna apologize to me for what he said about like me actually liking freaking redo of Healer, and he actually even I actually might have actually shown Matt the freaking exposed video that he done of me, which I think is actually complete and utter bullcrap. Because I still stick with facts and logic. He just actually wants to pretend to actually be like the whole freaking holier than thou fake fan.
Oh yeah, I don't know if y'all saw that clownfish video about Healer, but apparently more women watch it than men.
Oh, apparently because
Yes, I've heard.
So
Yeah.
methinks maybe people should shut up about it being a male power fantasy, because more women
They're
watch
never
it
gonna
than
shut
men.
up about it being a male power fantasy because, good Lord, we're being
It
ruled by
goes against the
cats.
narrative.
I mean, this is like the whole orcs thing. Oh, orcs are obviously black people. I have never looked at a fucking orc and been like, oh yeah, that's Shaquille O'Neal. No.
Same with the same with goblins. I mean, basically that was just a freaking mother of all hot takes, if you ask me. Or even freaking saying cat girls are the equivalent of sex slaves. There's no correlation. There's no proof. They just find whatever actually manufactures the most outrage and freaking.
Oh yeah, my idea that I told you about. There's going to be various characters, because apparently the people the aliens would have chosen would have given them like seed pods and stuff and said, now if you feel someone could help protect your planet, have them absorb a seed, and it'll give them powers, and that's how the main character gets her shrieking powers, as I'm gonna call it. But there'd be one character whose powers is breaking the fourth wall. Like if she has to avoid getting hit, she'll look at the screen and jump through it and go into someone's living room, and they're like, yeah, and then we'll jump into a tablet that's kicking the guy that was going to attack her in the back of the head. But basically, she'd be the only one that would have the politics and stuff. Everyone would just look at her like, what the hell? But she'd be like, I'm looking at you, Jamie Marchi, when it comes to trying to inject politics into stuff that doesn't need it. And yes, that would be a call out to Jamie Marchi.
And Montreal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
until Monica leaves Ronnie Boy, I'm leaving her out for now. I'm not defending her, but I'm leaving her out for now. Once Ron's gone, then I'll include her in my shit. But basically, like the main character Bonnie probably be reading a comic book. It'd be a fake comic book because gotta worry about copyright and stuff. And she'd be like, ugh, why do they keep doing woke? I should not have to be forced to like a comic book because the main character is female. I should be able to like a comic book because of good story or something. And then the character who I'm gonna call Willow Wilson, yes, I'm gonna do an homage to Deadpool. Would say, that's because the creator wants to point out the fact that woke crap doesn't sell, but Hollywood keeps listening to the woke people who will never buy anything, and then they have surprised Pikachu faces wondering why no one is buying their crap, and it's because they won't listen to the people who will buy their crap. Only the people who are like, oh, this is sexist, you need a girl. Oh, let's make this character black.
We got Geek Gear in the house. Hey, what's up, Dave?
Hey, Bubba.
What's up?
How much?
Okay, I do want to tell you, I'm sitting at work, and all of a sudden I'm hearing stuff about gay Kryptonians and pink kryptonite.
Yeah, each color.
Again, are we trying to prove Alex Jones right? With the frogs,
Well,
the water,
Look,
the gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that,
Kryptonians gay.
yeah, which is very true, but you know, as long as we're on the topic, there is a very, very good opportunity for fan art, get like a pink, kryptonite dildo and whoever that girl is that they want. Never mind, I'm done.
I think we all are, dude.
I just imagine a guy who's attracted to Superman drawing himself as a comic book character, and if he knows about the pink kryptonite, wearing like a necklace with a pink kryptonite hanging from it, and you have Superman like, ooh, I don't know why, but you're pretty cute.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And then, all soap opera style, find out he's Lois's bastard brother,
Sweet Jesus!
We're giving ideas to DC. We should stop. I just imagine that scene from SpongeBob.
Yeah, what's her name? What's her name? Tamaki. She'll be all over that.
Yeah, like that scene from SpongeBob. Someone at DC is watching the stream and they're like, write that down.
Oh.
This is why I'm saying, don't tempt fate.
Well, I'm already on a Cricket phone, and Cricket is owned by AT&T, and AT&T also owns DC. So if I see any of this shit, AT&T, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, you owe us royalties.
Just saying. Yeah.
And we have video footage proving you owe us royalties.
That's right.
Yeah, and here's the thing, guys. Basically, I'm just doing this for the fans because basically, I actually also do my podcast for my fans as well. Even though I should actually try to freaking, you can actually listen to my podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you
Dude,
can find.
I really should join the podcast if I can.
Yeah, I'll actually see if I can do another podcast episode tomorrow. I mean, I done one the other day with Dionysus Sama, and
yeah, that was a good episode, man.
Though,
I also wanted this because I have a laundry list of shit that pisses me off. Anime haters included. Yes, Lance, I'm putting you on blast.
I am sorry, but
Who's Lance?
Oh, Lance Rothman? Oh, he's the anime hater who just won't shut up about how much anime is trash and how everything Japan makes thinks it's all absolute hot garbage.
Mr. Anime, you better include that in your fan fiction too.
Yeah, these haters as well. Oh God, that's also another good one as well. I mean, also then there's also another one that freaking Matt Wheaton actually freaking loathes the most, and that would be, of course, Professor Otaku.
Professor Otaku. Oh God.
Of course,
Professor Otaku is called out for his bullshit the day I start laughing, doing a good belly laugh.
Okay, yeah, all right. So, I'm not sure which one that one is either.
Oh, Professor Otaku?
Yeah.
Have you... Well, look up Professor Otaku, G Gundam, and you'll get the idea of why I hate the bastard so much.
But someone posted this thing where it's one of those MS Paint people, only with a pink wig on, to represent the SJW women who dye their hair. And it says, I purposely watched something I don't like, and it's somehow your fault. And it's like, no one forced you to watch it, honey. That'd be like...
Yeah, that's what we like to call gaslighting.
That'd be like me watching all of JoJo and then being like, I didn't like JoJo. It's your fault I watched it. And it's like, and I would never do that because it's like, I could have stopped at any point if I did not like JoJo, which I am not a fan of JoJo, but I move along. I don't basically say, ew, you like JoJo? What's the fuck's wrong with you? No, I'm like, look, people are going to like JoJo. It's not my taste. Let them enjoy what they enjoy. And yeah, I'm sure someone would point out, well, you basically said anyone who like cuties and defending it are disgusting. And it's like, yeah, it is disgusting because you have little girls, from what I've seen in trailers and stuff, dressed like hookers.
Yeah, and basically that's not my cup of tea either, because basically, even though it's actually done in France, I mean, that's actually not my cup of tea. Anime is...
Let's not give France too much shit. I mean, they produce some pretty cool shit too. I mean, for one, Heavy Metal magazine.
Code Lyoko.
Yeah.
Heavy
Metal magazine.
I thought that was Canadian.
No, Code Lyoko was... I forget if it was French or Belgium, but basically two countries.
Oh shit! I know who Mr. Otaku is. I'm blocked by him on Twitter.
I don't know who that is though.
Oh,
I just looked him up on.
Tell me a story about your hatred of Professor Otaku, dude.
Oh, dude, no. I think it's a blockchain or something, because I've never actually talked to him, and I'm blocked by him on Twitter.
Wow.
Yeah. But then again, the moment I followed Vic Mañana, I got auto-blocked by a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if y'all saw my thing, but I quoted a tweet of, tell me a story of why you were blocked, and I said, long story short, I might have implied that Marchie was a lady of the night when saying she shouldn't be throwing stones in glass houses. And what I mean by
He
that
is
is,
literally admitted to doing sex work.
Don't forget, she also used to play a character during Shimonetta,
but
and not very good either.
But basically, my thing, which came from an old episode of Roseanne before Roseanne Barr went crazy and started saying people look like Planet of the Apes or something.
That is not what happened.
Look, my point is there was a scene, and it was from the episode where they take in Darlene's boyfriend, David, because his mom's abusive, and Roseanne says, you know, women who live in glass whorehouses shouldn't throw stones, and that's what I said to Marchie, and then blocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I didn't even get it.
Also, there's an old saying to this. If you actually cut out a man's tongue, you're not calling him a liar. You're just actually afraid that he'll actually tell the truth.
Ah, yes, Tyrion.
Man. Okay. Who's that character Peter Dinklage played?
Tyrion
Lannister.
Oh, Tyrion. Oh, Tyrion's a savage motherfucker.
I,
God, that's how much Game of Thrones raped me in season 8 and 9.
I'm sorry, Tyrion is the only Lannister I like. I mean, I was tolerant of Jaime because he saved Brienne, and Brienne's one of my favorite characters, but aside from that, Tyrion's the only guy who I'd be like, let's make Tyrion the head of the Lannister family.
Jaime's redemption arc was really cool.
Yeah, I hear you there.
Well, that's the thing. Honest to God, it is. We see him unable to fight, unable to do half the things he could before, and being forced to live up to the legend that he has built around himself. It was really, really beautifully told.
He also got his hand lopped off.
Well, that's what I mean.
Well, that's what he meant.
Oh, my bad. But I want to know why Robert didn't realize, hey, wait a minute. I mean, maybe the first kid having blonde hair I could accept, but if it were me, I'd be like, hey, wait a minute. Why do all my children have blonde hair?
Because he's drunk.
I mean, we see all his bastard kids are dark-haired. And
yeah,
that should tip you off that, well, wait a minute. I should have at least one kid that's dark-haired. And that's not including the one that unfortunately died at birth.
Technically, that one was aborted.
Can we also add how much Joffrey is a cunt?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, you know an actor did a good job when people on the street are like, you fucking asshole! Oh, I'm glad you died!
I absolutely love that actor.
I felt bad.
Yeah, that actor was good. I mean, he played a perfect cunt.
Because you get these idiots who don't seem to realize he's not Joffrey. He just played Joffrey.
Oh, sort of like, one of the characters that I've actually written into my fanfiction, Natasha. Of course, D&D girl can actually back this up about this. I actually had to make her, a really hateable character because, she actually had to go and say that anime is garbage. And basically, here's also another reason. She's also betrayed, one of the characters, Kirill, and he's actually the leader of the Red Scorpions, which actually hails from Russia.
Yeah, all I know.
I'm having some Red Star vibes. That's right in my mind. Anyone who's played Red Star, you're fucking cool.
Yeah, I'm still gonna say this, Mr. Anime. I'm not telling you to add characters. I'm just saying, where does the Messiah draw the line in your fic, considering shows like Steven Universe and Avatar Avatar are, in their own rights, love letters to anime.
Dude,
Basically,
if you ask me, Castlevania is a love letter to anime.
yeah, that too. But here's the thing: he doesn't draw the line at all. In fact, he just wants to. He actually considers anime as like quote unquote impurities, and anything that actually inspires it and stuff must be freaking eliminated because he wants to actually recreate the world to actually be like the so-called
Oh
puritanistic.
no! He's the leader of Team Galactic.
Yeah, basically that's just the thing. He's actually just so freaking far into his beliefs that he wants everybody to actually convert to like this whole how like Puritans are trying to actually convert people of other religions and stuff like that. That's what this
I am
person is.
getting some serious Bleach Japan vibes from this guy.
Yeah.
Anyone who played Yakuza Like a Dragon, you're fucking awesome.
Mr. Anime, I sent you a thing about my character thing for whenever you get to that part where she'd appear. If you don't add characters from like Steven Universe and stuff, she'd be with Amethyst if you did. Sarah's Victoria from Hellsing would be her second choice.
Plus, I've also considered adding Michiru and Shiro as well from BNA. I mean, I know that you're actually.
I love those two.
Yeah, and I was actually thinking, why not actually have like those two as like her third and fourth?
Awesome,
dude. If you put in mecha scenes in your fan fiction, make sure to include Churiko and Amuro Ray, dude.
I mean, Kappa Mikey. I didn't appreciate the show as a kid, but I appreciate it now, and I just love it that they basically say what we see in America is what Americans look like in Kappa Mikey, whereas Japan is traditional anime and stuff. So it's just hilarious when you see this anime girl who's crushing on this traditional American cartoon character.
Oh yeah. I gotta sit down and freaking watch Kappa Mikey again. I mean, basically, it's been forever since I last watched that show. I mean, basically, like look at like the OG Teen Titans. I mean, I used to love that show because it was actually so much of a freaking like love letter to like Japanese anime.
And dude, I love Titans, man.
It was sang by Japanese pop stars.
Dude, I love Teen Titans, man. Teen Titans Go can fuck off though.
Yeah, basically, I really don't care about Teen Titans Go. Yeah, anything with traditional Cal arts, I mean, that doesn't actually appreciate like other forms of like, where's the creativity in all of this? I mean, this is Cal arts is pretty much quantity over quality. We want vice versa.
Cal arts is trash.
When Cal arts first became a big thing, which was around the time Steven Universe first came out, I'm like, okay, this is new. I'm cool with this. But eventually, it eventually became.
Well, that's what I tell everybody.
Sorry, my dad came into my room, so I had to hand him something. But it eventually.
Are you winning?
At first, I was okay with Cal Arts because it's like, okay, this is fresh, this is new. Now it's basically, oh my god, another Cal Arts thing. I mean, and in Universe, the female characters, you had different body types, and by different body types, it's not just, oh, here's a fat girl, here's a skinny girl, but you also had, here's a flat-chested girl, here's a girl with boobs. Now Cal Arts is like, no boobs for women.
Oh, seriously, it's just ridiculous. I mean, basically, there should be some female anatomy to female characters.
If
I
I
was
may,
fixing to say, I was fixing to say half of their male characters have female thighs. Like
if
that.
I may
That
there,
bothers
guys,
me a lot. I'm not gonna.
if I may interject there, guys,
Mm.
the globalist elite are preparing us for the THX 1138 future.
Yep.
God help us all.
And that's another reason that woke comic book artists don't seem to get. Yeah, we kind of want some pleasing women. Or in my case, I want some women with tits. I don't mind them being muscular, fat, whatever. They need tits, though. There's nothing that will turn me off of a female character more is if they look like a guy in drag.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that you need something to hold on to while you're taking them with a pink kryptonite dildo.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Of
I
course,
couldn't
but
I'm still dead at the whole pink kryptonite dildo part, man. I mean, good God, holy motherfucking Alex Jones and shit.
Mr. Anime,
Well,
make sure you make multiple copies of this video just in case DC is listening in and all of a sudden we get Lois's bastard brother with a pink kryptonite basically getting Superman to date him so that we can sue for royalties and stuff.
I'll be sure if I can actually do that, I will. Besides, I gotta freaking just send it out to you guys. But also, like I said, I am working on a podcast. It's called Talking Anime with Mr. Anime 343. Where not only do I talk about anime, but I also talk about video games, freaking movies, comics, anything nerd culture related. I mean, heck, if I got into freaking tabletop RPGs, I'd talk about that too. But I never really played a tabletop RPG before, and I don't know.
Speaking of tabletop RPGs, anyone heard of Lancer?
Nope.
No.
I've heard of it. I've never played it.
It's basically mech RPG, much in the same vein as Mechton Zeta. Interesting concepts in storytelling and world building, but good lord, are the makers complete SJW cunts.
Also,
Usually they are.
The reboot of Voltron. I was willing to let Pidge be female because, let's be honest, if you look at the original, you wouldn't be able to tell that Pidge was a guy, you know? But then saying, oh, this character is gay and his lover died in war, and it's like, we couldn't.
They made
sure. They just can't
be a girl. No, we had to go further
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, they can't. They just can't resist. Well, look what the hell they did to Casey Jones in the newest Ninja Turtles series.
Oh, dude, no, just no, fuck, no.
Lesbian in this.
This is basically me getting in touch with my inner Steve Carroll. No, God, please, no.
Let's remember, every interpretation of the Ninja Turtles, April O'Neil always gets with Casey Jones. So in this version, April is evidently either bisexual or lesbian.
Oh God! Besides, I've also came up with an idea for my fan fiction. Since Matt Wheaton has actually been interested in mechs, I was thinking, what about if I actually add Megas XLR to the mix?
Oh my God! Yes, that is all. Oh, and Symbiotic Titan.
Yeah, also because I even thought about actually filing Megas XLR as well. Who wouldn't want to pilot freaking Megas XLR?
Dude, I would want to pilot. I definitely want to pilot Megas XLR, mostly because it's got a hot rod for a head.
Quick question, dude. Mr. Anime. Does the Japanese product have to be animated?
Basically, I'm also thinking about if it's a trip. I've already added Ruby into the mix since I wanted to actually leave, since Monty actually made it as like a love letter to Japan, and like how it's actually been so popular in Japan up until like Volume 4. And then
Dude, I'm still waiting on Megas XLR in the next Super Robot Wars game, dude.
Oh, Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go is also a love letter.
Yeah. Basically, I'm also thinking. I'm actually.
Oh, well.
But I'm asking if it has to be animated, because since I know you're probably going to add Deadpool thanks to the manga that was made about him, might I suggest two Spider-Man universe: the Japanese Spider-Man who has the mech, and Penny Parker.
Oh, definitely, because basically
that was
definitely Penny.
The one with the mech is her dad.
I did not know that, so that works even better.
I'm more thinking Tokusatsu Spider-Man, dude, with Leopard on.
Well, I'm definitely adding Penny
Parker to that. They had a live-action Spider-Man, I think, during the 80s in Japan, and the guy had a giant robot.
Henceforth,
yeah, it was pretty spectacular.
Henceforth, White Spider-Man is best Tokusatsu superhero Stan Lee ever made.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to suggest that because obviously Penny Parker is based off of manga and stuff, considering Aunt May and Uncle Ben are basically done in Asian style for that particular one. And Penny Parker is dressed like your stereotypical anime schoolgirl.
But it works.
Yeah, it does.
Definitely. Because basically, yeah, adding like some like the character, like you see like the Punisher, you got Wolverine, you got like
holy crap.
You didn't know that there was that many persons of... What's that?
Oh, I thought you were getting the tech turned into a robot.
Oh no, Dr. Eggman caught him!
No, Skynet. Skynet.
Well,
Eggman also, if you look at like Sonic Sat AM, Eggman does turn creatures into robots. Yes, I like Sonic Sat AM. Don't judge me.
That was all right.
It's cool. It's cool. Sonic Saturday AM is good. A lot better than the actual Sonic weekday cartoon. Woo!
What are we talking about?
I rewatched the Sonic.
You talking about the original one, like the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog?
No,
Bingo.
Sonic Sat AM. The Adventures of Sonic was that thing of, was, as the nostalgia critic put it, hey, Ren and Stimpy making too much sense for you. Here's Sonic Adventures.
And that's why people dislike freaking the nostalgia critic and prefer the angry video game nerd. And that was pretty much the funniest beef I've ever seen.
Well, I'm sorry. I have to agree. If you told me which Sonic cartoon that was on at the time when I was a kid you want to watch, Sonic Sat AM or Sonic Adventures, I would choose Sonic Sat AM.
Yeah, basically, I really gotta say, I really like, the new the live action Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I mean, that is just absolutely mwah. At least they listen to the fans instead of,
Well, I'm gonna say this, because I've been burned before with video game movies. The worst being the Super Mario Brothers movies, which I saw with my brother as a kid. And it's like, this is nothing like the video game. What the hell am I looking at?
Okay. But you have to admit, that movie is hilarious.
Yeah,
it is.
Dude, if we're talking about offensively bad video game movies, Resident Evil starring Mila Jovovich.
Yes.
Dude, but you have to understand something. The Doom movie wasn't saved by having both Carl Urban and The Rock in it.
Yes,
that movie was still crap.
Yes, I'll admit the Super
Dude,
Mario
don't even
Brothers-
get me started on Doom Annihilation.
I'll admit the
Ooh,
Super
I haven't
Mario-
seen it.
I'll admit the Super
Good.
Mario Bros.
Neither have I.
I'll admit.
Let's let her talk.
Okay, go ahead, there, Dandy Girl.
I'll admit the Super Mario Brothers movie, if nothing else, is fun to watch because you can riff on it, kind of like Mystery Science Theater. But it was not a good movie when it came to, basically doing an adaptation of the video game. So the only reason I went to see the Sonic movie, because I've been burned several times before, was because I'm like, well, I got to show Paramount my support for, actually listening to the people who would pay to see the Sonic movie. And we're not going to get into the fact that the people who were upset about it because Birds of Prey didn't do good. But the story was actually good, and Jim Carrey was actually good as Eggman. And I'm a little disappointed that the sequel's not coming out around Christmas, because that would have been a perfect thing for when Eggman said, "I'll be home by Christmas." It would have been perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I still blame the crew for that crap because with the freaking beer bug going around, we can't actually have any good freaking movies. Also, has anyone besides me actually saw Godzilla vs. King Kong yet?
Yes, I have.
I haven't seen it yet. I should. All I know is I saw a funny meme where you have scenes from old Godzilla and King Kong movies, and you have Godzilla saying, "You're not a king, you're not a monster," and you see one of the more bad King Kong movie scenes, and King Kong says, "Save Mothra," and Godzilla yells, "Why did you say my name?"
Okay, yeah, but on a scale of 1 to 10, that movie rates at a 30 man. I have not been that excited. Okay, and my grandma had this saying. She'd say, the best time to feed somebody is when they're starving half to death. They'll like anything you put in front of them. That is not what happened with this movie. I don't care if I had just seen the Avengers and was about to go see the motherfucking Justice League. This movie was the perfect fucking representation of anything giant monster related.
That is a question I gotta ask, though. Does King
God, I love Godzilla vs. Kong.
Does King
Okay.
Kong...
And yes, I've seen it.
Hey, can we let freaking D&D girl talk here?
Sorry.
Does King Kong fall under kaiju? That's my question.
The Toho version, yes. The Toho version, yes. The current version, yes. The original version, that's the one that's questionable. The thing is that technically all a kaiju has to be is a giant monster, but the original King Kong, as pointed out, was not technically a monster. He was just a giant version of a giant natural gorilla. So I mean, that is important.
Can I also say something?
To differentiate?
Can I also say something?
Okay, Matt.
Kong in Godzilla vs. Kong, seriously giving me King Caesar vibes with that axe.
Yeah. But I ain't gonna bitch about it.
So the radioactive turtle Gamera would count as a kaiju.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this is how you know that the 90s Godzilla movie was a failure. The company that owns Godzilla bought the 90s Godzilla and just called it Zilla and had it killed by original Godzilla. And you have the guy who was controlling it saying, "What you expect from a giant fish?" Basically a reference to, that's a lot of fish.
Okay, but that happened in in Destroy All Monsters, and that
No,
I mean,
Final Wars, man. Final Wars.
Final Wars. Oh shit, never mind. But yeah, no, I promise, I do know things. I'm just really sleepy. I'm on my last hour of my 12-hour shift.
Wow.
Damn.
But yeah, no. So, yeah, no, in Final Wars, and I freaking love that movie. But by the way, like, but I mean, I was mad that Zilla got smashed so quick, but he smashed everybody that quick, right up until the final like 2 monsters. It was kind of like a world tour kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah, like I
Yeah,
said, you never mess with the king of the monsters, man.
yeah, exactly.
I actually remember before Boomerang became its own channel, it was a block on Cartoon Network. I actually remember a Godzilla cartoon, and the theme song would go Godzilla.
Yep, the Hanna-Barbera. Yep,
Oh,
the Hanna-Barbera.
Godzilla cartoon with Godzuki.
Yeah.
Godzilla
Well,
was like
who remembers Kong of Atlantis?
I don't remember that at all.
You
But-
Yeah, Kong.
I also used to remember that there used to be a Godzilla like cartoon on Fox Kids back in the 90s.
Oh God, it was.
Yeah, that one was based on the '90s series or movie.
It was pretty much.
I actually have it.
It was pretty much like Hanna-Barbera's thing, only Godzuki was a little more tolerable, let's just say that. And Godzilla wasn't around because Godzilla died in the movie.
Yeah, but basically, at least we can actually say that movies like the Snyder Cut. I mean, I know that basically Zack Snyder actually said some things that really freaking pissed people off, but that's just his thing. He needs to actually understand that what Geeks and Gamers did was actually to prevent other people from doing what his daughter did. What he needs
What
to
did his daughter do?
He actually, she committed suicide. Remember?
Oh.
Eee.
I'm going to say something that is not going to be popular here, but I still have not ruled out that his daughter was a Hollywood sacrifice.
Oh, for corn?
Oh yeah, no. Any of them. If you look at the famous people and the people that have died around them, I mean, look at Mark Ruffalo. Not all of those can be coincidences.
Carrie Fisher's mom did die the next day after she died.
Yeah. Yep. And Billy Lord, she's they've got her on the fast track to be famous after sacrificing her mom and grandma. Just saying.
Or like freaking what I want to say there. What about like somebody like Kirby Morrow, for instance? The voice actor that actually did the voice of Troll from Gundam Wing.
Gundam Wing.
Oh, you mean
Also,
the more,
Hiroko from
you mean
Inuyasha.
the much better Goku English?
Yeah, I think so. But basically,
I swear, if I meet Sean Schimmel in real life, I'm gonna say, even though he's dead, he's still a better Goku than you whiny baby pants.
Ha!
The man threw a tantrum.
Man, dude.
because someone
I am the only Goku.
Yeah, and that's when I say,
Dude, give me the Ocean Group Goku over Funimation Goku any day.
Yeah, he tells me that, I'm gonna say, no, you're not, because Goku would not whine like a little baby.
Ah!
You whine like a little baby, you are not the character that I like. That is why.
Where is your Saiyan pride, Kakarot? Anyway.
That is why
Anyway.
I love Suyu, but Monica is not my Suyu.
yeah, basically that's why I prefer Mina Ashido, aka Caitlin Glass, as like one of my favorite voice actresses.
Oh, and that one girl who Sabbath basically blacklisted, and he did it because she was the voice of KO from OK KO Let's Be Heroes. And don't judge me, I liked that show. I found it enjoyable. But for the first 6 episodes, she was the voice of KO. But then after that, she was let go. It was around the time when everything about what Vic supposedly did started happening, and they drug up the fact that she got a DUI. And why the hell would you bring that up unless you're trying to make sure that someone who actually is a creep isn't outed as a creep?
Wait, what was her name?
Hold on, let me pull up. Let me pull up KO's thing.
Okay, and it should be on the first 6 episodes.
Okay.
Also, let's not forget about freaking Chris Sabat's freaking casting couch.
Oh man, don't even get me started on why Chris Sabat is a total shithead, and why Lani Pator is way better than him in every regard.
I got her name,
Exactly.
Stephanie Nadolny. I'm sorry if I messed
She
up.
also
No.
did the voice of young Goku.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Stephanie Donnelly, yeah, and she's supposed
Yeah,
to be
she was the voice of young Goku and young Gohan.
Yeah, so the fact that she did a good job as the main character in OKKO, and was replaced 6 episodes in. Again, the show came out around the time the stuff about what Vic supposedly did. Methinks Sabbath, because she refused to suck Sabbath's holy pickle covered in sacred oils or ointments or whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it. He's basically making sure she can't get work anywhere.
Well, and it's the real tragedy here is that, no, it is not okay to drink and drive, but it's not like she went out and did it again. And on top of that, her incident, she was caught, but she didn't hurt anybody. She wasn't driving crazy. It was a random stop where they were checking for anybody. It wasn't like she was driving like a maniac,
Swerving on the road and stuff.
And it wasn't like she tried to defend herself after it happened. She admitted she did it and she tried to move on. And these people, there's no such thing as redemption to these people.
No, there is not, because they think redemption is a sign of weakness.
Yeah, and I hope DC Douglas realizes that he's eventually going to be pounced on. The only reason no one has pounced on him yet about what he did in a women's bathroom at an airport is because he's saying, "Oh yes, Vic is this creep." But give it time. Once people finally realize they can't do anything to Vic anymore, they're going to be like, "Oh, what DC Douglas did was disgusting."
Well, and I'll tell you this. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I was saying is the left always cannibalizes itself. And go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
You can actually.
And this is what disappoints me about Tatum, because he's one of the few people of the LGBT community we got, and he sided with them. I hope he knows that if he steps out of line, they'll find some up and coming male voice actor and be like, "Look, we'll give you a lead role in our next anime we get if you say Tatum tried to seduce you." You know that's
Yep.
what'll happen. You'll have a male voice actor say, "Tatum said he would make sure I'd get a lead role if I sucked his pickle." You know that'll happen.
Oh, yeah.
And then when Tatum tries to defend himself, I'm just going to say, methinks I've seen this before. When the name of the person being accused was Vic Mignogna.
Well, see, and that's the thing. It's like that's why I've got so many mixed feelings about defending Joss Whedon. Because the thing is that Whedon is not guilty of what they're saying he's guilty of, and so I want to defend him. But on the other hand, he's guilty of helping create this monster. It's people like him that fed this beast over and over and over and over and over again, sacrificing colleague after colleague after colleague, and then finally, when it's too big to be stopped, now it's come for him. And the thing is that I don't feel sorry for him, but I also can't just sit idly by while they slander him for things he didn't really do.
And I'll be honest, the only reason I might defend Tatum if this were to happen is because it makes the rest of us in the community look bad if Tatum's accused of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, guys, if I could say something here, I actually just finished watching this, and apparently I regret it.
You just finished what?
You mean the movie where Wonder Woman puts her dead boyfriend's soul in some random guy's body never taken into account? This guy doesn't get a choice?
Talk about oof.
And
well,
everyone would be complaining about it because it's a young woman not getting a choice.
Yeah.
Also, here's another thing. Basically, these people actually want to say that capitalism is bad. No, that's not how that works. Basically, capitalism is what actually made this country great.
Exactly. I mean, without capitalism, we ain't get no Nintendo. No, for one.
And yet, they say that socialism is good. And look at Russia.
Socialism is very much the opposite of good. I'm sorry, but socialism is basically ruled by suicide, whereas communism is ruled by a death squad.
But this is what pisses me off about Adora and Catra. I will admit, I found a couple things in the She-Ra reboot quaint and adorable, like Scorpia and Perfuma. I think that's adorable. But Catra and Adora, it's basically Joker and Harley Quinn. And you know how many people keep saying that Harley shouldn't stay with Joker, but then we'll turn around and say, oh, Catra and Adora, they're adorable. And it's like, no, this is just lesbian Joker and Harley.
Or freaking Baku Deku, for instance.
Oh,
I would never actually
never accept that as a ship, because Bakugo was an asshole. I mean, he basically told Izuku that maybe he should jump off the school roof and he'll be reborn with someone with a quirk. And it's like, oh my God, who tells that to someone?
Well, and then
bullied.
Yeah, but then literally he goes from that to hearing from his hero that there's no way he can be a hero. Like literally, if there was any character in any fiction that had every reason to just throw themselves off that said roof, it's him.
Yeah,
which is what makes him so much better when he actually gets his story going.
Well, this is why I told Mr. Anime whenever he gets to my character that I want her to slap All Might and say, you are not allowed to say such things to Izuku when you yourself were born quirkless.
Well, but that's why he said it. That's the thing. I'm not demonizing All Might for saying it. I understand why he said it. The problem is that, with all the technology that they've got, with everything that they've got, I mean, they're
shooting at a dude.
What's up, heathens?
Oh, hey!
You saw my post, Dionysus, because I just posted the link.
Wait, what's up?
I posted a thing on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, she sent a picture of, what Sad Fat Betty, a.k.a. Yakuza Western Killer, looks like. And she says that she actually looks like the child from... that he looks like the child from 13 Ghosts.
He's called the Great Child because That's the reason why this particular ghost was chosen, because the great child is supposed to be this hulking behemoth that's childlike. Basically, think of Lenny, I think, from Mice and Men.
Mm-hmm. Well, I haven't seen it, so I just got onto Twitter to hurry up and get on here.
Ah,
Well,
Fair
I'll
enough.
look it up though. Well, how y'all doing?
I'm doing
Oh,
fine.
Pretty good. I am
Fine.
wondering, do I have all of y'all on Twitter?
I know
yeah,
I
you got
follow
me,
you.
but the only
Well, yeah.
person that's not on Twitter is Matt because freaking somehow freaking what was your reason for getting yeeted off of Twitter? Or
Well,
you never even started one
Oh,
at all?
oh,
Yeah,
basically just. Oh, my main reason for getting yeeted is basically just this typical bad mouthing SJW bullshit and all that crap.
I will never apologize for calling out SJWs.
And
Same
then,
here. In fact,
That's why my Twitter is locked for some odd reason. Whenever I log out.
oh god, I can actually simply say this because this just really freaking irked me. One time, I actually had my freaking Twitter account locked because I had a nude header with Rosu from freaking My Hero Academia just laying on a beach. And she's actually just laying freaking face down, looking all cutesy and stuff. And I just did that just to piss off the SJWs.
I've been
And yet
locked.
they freaking locked me out of my account for that.
I've been
Go ahead,
locked a couple times.
You mean you
for
couldn't log out of
$0.
Twitter after that?
No, they actually locked me out of my account so I didn't access anything. Until
dude, I got banned from Twitter for a whole week because I made a joke about how these woke ass losers. I forget what the tweet itself was, but I made the joke like, I bet you this idiot, not only did the Tide Pod challenge, but did it multiple times.
Damn!
Oh, that reminds me. Did anybody that has seen Godzilla and Kong catch that joke?
What
I
the-
haven't seen it yet.
Okay,
Yeah,
the
I've seen
bleach
it.
joke.
Oh, I haven't seen the movie yet, so I don't
Dang.
know.
Okay.
But this just proves my point that these idiots like to argue with people because they basically got Parlor taken down, and I think it's because they realized, well, I won't have anyone to argue with if everyone is like, you know what? Stay in your little echo chamber. I'm going somewhere where I can talk with people and debate and stuff and not deal with someone who refuses to accept facts.
And that's 22 genders.
Yeah, also another thing, this really freaking pissed me off though. Mine is actually banning off freaking anime fans because they're actually freaking posting like Lolicon hentai. It's like, seriously.
Apparently, Lolicon hentai because last I checked, most of the anime lewds I see have tits and booty.
Oh, here's another thing. But the great child has the dire mother, which is a 2-for-1 thing in the 13 Ghosts. And according to the dire mother, which is the great child's actual mother, because she was a little person just going up to like 3 feet, her mother would dress her like a little baby doll. So that's my proof that yes, you can pretty much look younger than you are if you're short and stuff because we have the dire mother whose own mother would dress her like a baby doll because she was so short.
Ugh.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
And disturbing.
Well, it's a horror flick called 13 Ghosts. Of course it's going to be creepy.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I-
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually also this one interesting. Blake Knight says, "Oh crap, I'm late again," and also, hey guys, hey, what's going on?
I've been down that road before.
I've actually seen. I have seen 13 Ghosts. It's been forever since I last watched it, though.
Which one, the original or the one with Tony Shalhoub?
The one with Tony Shalhoub.
I watched the OG.
Yeah, in fact, the Illusion Vision. Basically, I kind of like the freaking what I want to say there, the Tony Shalhoub version, because basically one of my favorite ghosts is actually the nude, the cut up nude character, the cut up nude ghost.
The angry princess. She's the angry princess.
Oh, the angry princess. Yeah, basically, my uncle always called her Chicky Pie.
In fact, she was originally going to be called the Suicide, but everyone thought, yeah, that might be kind of bad for our movie. And it's like, well, it's a horror flick. Does it really matter if it mentions suicide or not?
Yeah. I mean, it's just as dumb as okay, you remember the crappy what was it? Oh yeah, the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot.
Oh, the one where they decided to make Freddy a child predator instead of having it be implied.
Yeah, and also it looks like he has some kind of bad skin infection rather than, being burnt and creepy looking. Well, apparently he was supposed to look, even scarier. But the director was like, no, let's not do that because he was afraid it would be quote unquote too scary. And it's like, you're a horror movie. That's your job.
I don't get
exactly what I was about to say there, Dionysus, dude.
Horror flick, you kind of want it to be scary because it's a horror flick. I mean,
Exactly.
That'd be like Slender, the 8 pages or whatever, ever having Slender Man with a smiley face. Yeah, I might be startled when he first shows up, but I'm not going to take this as a serious horror game if he has a fucking smiley face on his face.
Exactly.
And don't even get me started on what they would do to Pinhead from Hellraiser.
Dude, they butchered my boy.
The later movies, Pinhead was kind of fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, it happens with a lot of the horror movies, though. The icons, they kind of lose that edge. Like, after the third movie, it's kind of like, okay, you're kind of starting to lose your badassness.
That's kind of why the first and second Hellraisers are the best in the series. Not gonna lie.
I actually saw some fan art and a fan fiction where it turns out Slender Man is actually a Cenobite.
That's neat.
I like the Chatterer. The Chatterer is my favorite.
Dude, the Chatterer is fucking metal as fuck.
Oh, by the way, D&D girl, I've seen your little post. I haven't watched the video yet, but the post is asking about Betty White. Don't worry, she's still alive. She's just posing with Elmo.
Okay, well, my point is, I hate when Twitter does that because they know Betty White's an actual treasure, and they just put Betty White is trending, and it's like, oh Lord, help me!
I know.
And it's like, unless she died, you need to put why she's trending.
Exactly. But no, it's just some kind of cute little picture of her posing with Elmo, so she is still alive, she's still 1,000 years old. She's so old she knows Jesus Christ.
You know what? If Hollywood ever does a movie where you need like a witch that's been around since the Salem witch trials, call Betty.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that I'm not saying that Betty White and Queen Elizabeth are old, but what I am saying is one day I wouldn't be surprised to see them in a sword fight screaming there can be only one.
Keith Richards, man.
God,
Keith Richards.
There's actually an anime movie of Highlander.
Yes, there is. I own it.
Dude, I love that anime movie of Highlander, dude.
I saw it once.
Okay. So I have the extended one. I have the extended version of all of the Highlander movies. I have the animated series. I have the entire series, and I even have the spin-off series. If it has ever been Highlander on TV, I have it. Like, I love Highlander.
Nice.
I
Damn.
kind of went nuts there. I'm sorry.
Well, I
And to
talked
think
about
I had fantasies of being a Scottish samurai.
after seeing it, I remember talking about it online a couple of years back, and someone said that there was a theory that all the love interests that the main character had were in a way a Highlander because it was her being reborn again and again to be with him.
Ah, so like Melodious and Elizabeth then.
Yeah.
Also, Plague Knight 78 says DCAU is greater than DCEU.
Facts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Of course,
yeah,
DCAU.
It was.
Way
It
better
was
than
until they ended it.
Yeah, me.
Oh, Plague, you missed us talking about pink kryptonite and stuff.
Oh God.
I brought up the fact that there were people saying that it wouldn't make sense for Superman to be supportive of LGBT rights, and I'm like, well, considering pink kryptonite turns Kryptonians gay, technically he has no choice but to support the community.
I wonder what would happen if they're already gay, though. I wonder what would happen if they're already gay.
Well,
again, cue the Alex Jones frogs, water turning frogs gay meme.
Yeah, but think about it. Would the pink kryptonite make them straight if they were already gay?
Well, that's what I was about to say. Either it wouldn't have an effect on them, or it would turn them straight. But
No. It would make them super gay.
Jesus Christ!
I don't think he has anything to do with this one, buddy. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
But
hey guys,
I don't think I would blame him, dude.
That reminds
Yeah, Andrew Lloyd Webber, on the other hand, maybe.
That actually reminds me of something I thought about a couple years back of, well, if Kryptonians end up becoming super people by yellow sunlight, in theory, had Krypton not exploded, if a human from Earth ended up on Krypton, would they basically be like the Kryptonians who ended up on Earth?
That's a good theory.
Because you can't tell me that Kryptonians who are practically human, just from another planet, wouldn't have the same thing if someone from Earth ended up on Krypton.
Okay, Plague Knight 78 asks, I haven't read DC Comics in a long time, but what the fuck is pink kryptonite?
It's kryptonite that's pink, and the side effect is it turns Kryptonians gay.
Yeah, and freaking Matt
that it appeared in, God, I hope Jimmy Olsen was of age in that comic, but Superman turns gay, and he's looking at Jimmy Olsen like, huh, he's pretty cute. And Jimmy Olsen And Lois is jealous of Jimmy Olsen because Superman is giving Jimmy Olsen attention and not her.
Oh god! Besides, I can actually totally. Oh man, I just actually freaking watched that damn meme, freaking with the He-Man. Oh god! Why did he actually get tackled?
Yeah.
Why?
I say, what's going on? I want to see that same thing with She-Ra now.
Oh God, no!
Please, no! For the love of God, have mercy!
No, your misery tastes delicious.
Wait, I'm surprised they haven't done it yet. Since, He-Man and She-Ra kind of,
Don't
side by side.
tempt fate!
Yep, rip Injustice 3.
Yeah. It sucks that we don't actually have that. I mean, basically, with the way the freaking we must actually protect the women. Freaking
Even though the women love the spicy and whatnot.
Oh yeah, and
See also why
and
women
Bubba
read
brought
a
up-
lot of 50 Shades of Grey.
And
Bubba
read you
brought
a
up
Peter.
the fact that because I pointed out, I'm surprised no one has done fan art of like themselves wearing pink kryptonite. Someone gay and has a crush on Superman. So Superman's like, I don't know why, but you're adorable. And then Bubba brought up the fact that it would turn out to be Lois Lane's bastard brother.
Oh.
And now we've agreed that we need to make sure there's multiple copies of this stream in case DC was like SpongeBob going, write that down, write that down.
Once again, yeah, yeah. What's going on?
Wasn't there a comment?
What's going on?
Man?
yeah, and also, basically, I prefer the Dr. Disrespect version of it. That's actually my personal favorite.
Dude, it sucks that he got banned from Twitch.
But he's actually on YouTube now, so
Ah.
Twitch is a fucking joke. I mean, they hired a girl that thinks she's a fucking deer.
Oh God, do not remind me of those noises. Do not remind me.
Don't get me started on ferociously stiff, please. Oh my God, I can only cringe so much today.
I cannot get over that noise.
Oh my God, I feel like my brain's leaking from every orifice of my face. Ow!
And she legit eats grass to, be in touch. Air quotes there.
Well, technically, you can eat clover, so it's nice to know if I'm ever stranded in the woods.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, she's mentally challenged and she thinks she's a deer.
Mentally challenged.
Well, she's
I'm mentally challenged.
Oh God. Besides, like I said, I usually use my live streams and my podcast as a way for us to express ourselves as honest as possible. Heck, just doing this right now, freaking, we're just opening ourselves up.
If I had the equipment to do it, I'd do a Twitch stream just saying, you know what? This is the only episode I'm gonna do, and it's so I can say, Twitch, you're fucking stupid for doing that woman X thing and for hiring some idiot girl who thinks she's a deer. You can get rid of me, but I have multiple accounts that I will not tell you about.
I also have multiple accounts.
Basically, it'd be me calling out Twitch for being idiots.
I actually know how to make multiple accounts. I just like to control my main account.
That woman X thing was stupid.
My current main account.
That woman X thing was fucking stupid, and then anyone who says, "Oh, Latin people use Latinx," and I'm like, not the Latin people I know.
Yeah, and I have a friend
it's either
who
Latino or Latina.
Yeah, I have a friend who is legit Latino, and he's like, no, this is not all word. Like, his whole family is like, no, this is not all fucking word. And here's the thing. They want to sit there and be like a PC, all this and that, but yet, we're not the colonists here. They are. They're the ones that are telling these individuals to use words that aren't about them.
Oh yeah.
Well, and
this guy I follow on Twitter, I think his thing is Heroic Studios, but anytime he doesn't agree with the hive mind, they call him a white supremacist white guy, and then they try to backpedal and call him like Uncle Tom or something.
Yeah, I follow him too. Yeah, he is awesome.
And I
Who?
love it because it's like, oh, I see we're backpedaling now that we know he's not white.
I know it's hilarious.
The dude,
That's
Whoops,
my
sorry.
absolute favorite.
I'm the host.
Yeah,
of
who are we talking about?
the dude that's making his own manga, the one that puts it out on Webtoons.
Oh, that dude. The dude heavily
Yeah.
inspired by Afro Samurai. Whew!
Yeah. So okay, so here's the deal though, is because it's the same basic principle. I love it because these same people, if I was spouting their nonsense, they would be willing to defend me to the death. But the first time I say something that's not even right wing, just a little right of whatever they consider left that day, then it's go eat a Twinkie, fat ass, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, come on now. But as far as the deer girl goes, I didn't realize my mic was muted. As D&D girl, as far as the deer girl goes, all I need a bison costume, and I need to declare in my best pro wrestler voice that it's deer hunting season.
Oh,
Yeah. And I need somebody to play banjos in the background.
Mr. Anime, tell
You're hired. Yeah, you're hired.
Look what Plague Knight wrote. He can shut his dirty mouth about that. I don't want that to happen.
Yeah. Also,
Jesus, why you be poking the fucking hornet's nest, man? Jeez, are you nuts?
Warning,
Me?
I'm testing fate again. I'm predicting all DC games going forward is going well.
Well, oh no. Here's the thing: the upcoming DC Suicide Squad game. I hope it's good. I hope it is good. I also want to see Harley Quinn being awesome.
Yeah, I'm all for a very sexy, very badass, and very a very
Not played by Margot Robbie.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Geekero's gone.
I'm
I
sorry.
must have lost connection.
Yep.
The only Marvel media I get anymore is Deadpool, and even now he has a manga. So if they try to make him woke in the regular comics, I got the manga series I can read. But Deadpool and Gwenpool, they're the only things I like anymore because the rest of Marvel is like woke girl power, and it's like, God.
Yeah, at this point, if I'm ever going to buy anything from Marvel again, it's going to be Deadpool or Gwenpool.
Yeah,
My question
I love
is-
Deadpool because basically, hang on, guys. I think Geekero might be wanting to come back on. Hang on.
I.
Here you go.
Welcome back.
Hey, welcome back. Yeah.
Yeah, I pressed the wrong button.
I'm just waiting for them to give Amy Schumer a comic, and her power is to scream, "My vagina!"
Oh no! Oh hell no!
Oh, wait, guys,
girl.
guys,
Can you come here a minute? Come here.
I'd spend 3 nights with the deer girl before I would ever read that shit.
Wait, guys, I got a new movie idea. You remember?
D&D girl. Can you come here a minute? Closer. Don't tempt fate.
But no, guys, I got an
Every
idea
time
for a
you
movie.
say that,
Is
it never
really
gets old there,
tempting
Matt.
fate when they've already lobbed off Captain Marvel's tits?
Hold on, guys, I got an idea for you.
They took away her hips too.
Hey,
You remember-
guys. Listen, that Dionysus Sama actually has an idea he wants to share. Okay,
Oh.
where's all yours, my dude?
Well, no, I was gonna say was when you said Amy Schumer, I thought of the brilliant idea what she can star in. So you remember Teeth, right? A horror
Yeah.
movie. Yeah. Okay, so they remake Teeth, but they switch the character with Amy Schumer.
Oh God.
No.
But
It
that
will
would
be the
imply a guy
scariest.
would want to sleep with her, though.
True.
Or like,
Okay,
you know,
that would be the
freaking.
best horror movie ever made. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, she's already a horror character, Amy Schumer.
They tried to do a Barbie movie with Amy Schumer and Barbie hated
Yeah, but also another thing, guys. You ever actually see the movie Jennifer's Body with Megan Fox? But it turns
Yeah.
out she's actually sort of like a cannibal.
Yeah.
Oh man, wouldn't she actually like to actually freaking get cannibalized by a hot girl like that? Oh,
Hey, Sweetums, get off my dresser.
Wait, is that your cat?
Yeah.
Ah, what kind of cat is it?
She's a calico.
Ah.
That is an awesome name for a cat.
I named her after the Muppet Sweetums.
Oh, okay. I got an orange cat that we named Garfield.
You know that one Muppet that'll eat other Muppets? And he has this voice? Because she will hunt roaches down and eat them.
Yeah, guys. You know what'd be great though, is if a really good artist could redo the original Wolverine Hulk cover with Sweetums and Animal. That would be freaking hilarious.
that would be God chill.
dude, that would just absolutely freaking. That would scare like the freaking SJWs to fucking high hell.
Oh yeah.
Who would be She-Hulk though?
I'm thinking Gina
Cookie
Carano.
Monster.
Oh,
Nah,
no, I
what
mean
about
for
Miss
a
Piggy?
Muppet.
God, no. Wait, should it be Kermit since, green?
Does Kermit become?
Don't you speak that evil into existence?
I
Nah, I was thinking Miss Piggy.
evil of Cthulhu.
Cthulhu was She-Hulk?
Oh, God. Okay, hold on. What has this turned into? Because we've just derailed.
If I fucked something up, I apologize in advance, guys.
You know what? You know what? There are weird people in the world that want to fuck Cthulhu. That there's actually a thing of on TV tropes that it's called "Did you just seduce Cthulhu?"
Why?
Jesus!
How do you seduce Cthulhu? I mean, I know this game with a female Cthulhu. It's kind of cute and funny. Menday Badass Hero played it. It was hilarious.
Dude,
Yeah,
I do not want
a dating game.
I absolutely want to see did you actually seduce in your Lothotep?
Well, there's two other tropes with Cthulhu, because there's three of them. The first one I've mentioned, which is "Did you just seduce Cthulhu?" which is "Did you just hit on the god?" Which is usually used in like D&D and stuff because you got like the stereotypical bard who's like, "I want to seduce the dragon." Then there's "Did you just have tea with Cthulhu?" which is "Did you just befriend the god?" And then "Did you just punch Cthulhu?" which is "Did you just punch the god?" Example, Goku being able to punch Beerus would count as that.
"'Twas I who fucked the dragon. Fuck-a-leo, fuck-a-loo." Never mind. I'm done.
And then when I hear "Did you just seduce Cthulhu?" I'm like, what would those kids look like?
Listen. If Cthulhu looks like a woman, like if we're talking about big mummy milkers, alright? Then okay, I'm in.
Okay, dude, you do realize Cthulhu's gonna kill you for what you're talking about his daughter about, right?
But wait, mummy
Hey,
milk.
you better stay away from Cthulhu's daughter. That's a death wish.
but mummy milkers.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And
Someone
fat
actually-
booty.
Exactly. It's a worthy death. It's a man's death.
Someone actually did a funny comic because one of the species you can or races you can choose in D&D is lizard people. And because a lot of people like drawing the lizard women with tits, someone made a comic where you see this lizard girl with what looks like
507 to
boobage,
dispatch 10-8.
with what looks like boobage in her top. And you have the bard say, "Ooh, nice tits," and then she reveals 2 eggs, and she's like, "Are you perving on my eggs?" And then
Oh.
you get this giant nowadays She-Hulk looking lizard woman yelling, "Hey, is he perving on your eggs?" And she has 2 eggs.
Yes.
The bard just the shit beat out of him, and you have like the cleric saying, "So what did we learn?"
Not a goddamn thing.
Mummy milkers for life.
Oh yes.
Booty.
But
Yeah, so play a really hardcore musical intro and then go giggity.
Giggity giggity goo.
But
You.
but I now consider this canon.
He's Quagmire. Giggity,
I
giggity,
consider
goo.
this canon for the lizard women, for the lizard people, because at least then it makes sense why it looks like they have boobage despite being lizards, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
you know what the
oh.
Puritans. Okay. But the Puritans.
So
Go ahead, Geek Hero.
somebody on Twitter had put, this meme of it said, "Congratulations, you just woke up in your favorite hentai. Plot twist, you woke up as the girl." And this gay guy that I follow, he gets on there and goes, "Joke's on you, there are no girls in my in my hentai." And I posted, it was a gif of Gru from Despicable Me. He goes, "Oh yes, that's much better."
Oh my god.
Well, you can't even work with me considering I'm already female and bisexual.
Listen, I
Hey.
just posted jokes on you. I want to be the girl, and please, yes, tentacles.
You know what, D&D girl? You know what, D&D girl? Just for that, you have to spend 15 minutes alone with Monster She-Hulk and a pink kryptonite dildo.
Oh my lordy.
Depends.
Lou.
Does Monster She-Hulk have tits? If she don't have tits, no, I'm killing
Ah,
that
see,
bitch.
mummy milkers. See.
I'm killing that
I
bitch.
guess those do make everything.
If she don't have tits, I'm killing her.
I'm fairly sure that there's some sort of like precedent here. You could probably use. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
All I gotta say is better include the green jello.
Yeah. Let me add something here, guys. Basically, it's about if you actually draw like a flat-chested character, then it's actually considered lolicon and pedophilia. But if you actually draw them with big tits, it's like, oh my god, her organs are, her poor black mistake really having to
That just proves my point. They just want to.
Where are her organs?
Wait, guys, did you see? Hold on, guys, did you see a couple of days ago this dumbass was tweeting about how Mikasa from Attack on Titan was quote unquote sexualized, even though it was just
you mean
her
that whole
in a
shirt thing?
yeah, it was just her in a shirt, and she has like 8 cups at best.
Look, maybe if she was in nothing but a bra and pants, I might be like, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. But all you could see were rounding of the shirt. There was no cleavage line or anything.
Okay, but even if that is, and that is slightly sexualized, but regardless, why is that such a bad thing? Just saying.
Yeah,
the
why is
Because
original
puberty
potato
force
women
such a
don't
bad
like
thing?
the fact that people prefer pleasant-looking women. This is, I actually showed this to Mr. Anime at one point, but I don't mind heavyset characters as long as they're still mildly pleasing. But they keep going for the fat women that I need help to get to the bathroom fat, as opposed to what you would see with like Rose Quartz from Steven Universe, where yeah, she's heavyset, but she still has curves and looks like someone you wouldn't mind dating because she has curves and
Giggity goo.
like, I need help. I need help. I can't get to the bathroom because I'm
Yeah,
so
there,
fat.
personally,
Here's-
there's a huge difference between thick and just morbidly obese.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, there is a. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Well, what I was gonna say was like, as a a couple of you people know, I love BBWs, big beautiful women. I'm not ashamed of that or anything, but there's like there are big women in anime and whatnot. You got Emi Isuzu from Shinjo Shinji. You got from the game, the indie game or stream game, Bacon Man, Lord Lass. She's cute as hell. But here's the thing. Fat characters, skinny characters, LGBT, black, Asian, what have you, they all have to look appealing.
Can I name a real life example of a big, beautiful woman? Queen Latifah.
Candy Godiva?
Queen Latifah
Oh.
is a good example.
I was going with a model, but yes, I mean, she is a beautiful woman.
Ashley Graham is like god tier thick girl.
And
What, the character from Resident Evil 4?
No. Ashley Graham, the model. Like, holy hell. Like, she is like absolutely freaking perfect.
basically, Rose Quartz from Steven Universe is equivalent to Queen Latifah. And then one of those big fat girls you would see in a comment is the equivalent of what you would see on like My 600-Pound Life.
Yeah, no. The wife of the redneck dude on the Cleveland show.
Kendra?
Yeah.
Yeah, her name's Kendra.
Ah.
Yeah, Kendra.
Okay, I've seen
she's
maybe
actually
4 episodes of that.
Oh yeah, wasn't there an episode where it was implied that Kendra was her husband's school counselor?
I have no idea. I haven't seen the
Yeah,
Cleveland show in
I
eons.
remember an episode where Cletus, I think that's his name. It's been a while. Faked his death to get away from Kendra, and he explains that I've known her since she was my high school guidance counselor. I'm like,
Wow.
and yet we're screaming. People are screaming about lolis in anime. What?
Dude, they complain about, Pippi the Pew, but yet they don't say shit about, was it Herbert the Pervert? I want some
about
popsicles. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, Herbert the pervert.
You look like a mighty fine boy. You want
I
some
got some
popsicles?
in my basement.
Like, seriously. Like, seriously, how
I'm still
come?
saying, piss off, old man. Oh, we got water.
But seriously, it's just, why is that okay?
The other way for that crap, but heaven forbid a character of legal age look like they might be 13 or something, because believe it or not, there are people who look younger than they are, and that's why the term babyface is a thing.
Well, yeah, but that's the worst part about all this crap is that Todd McFarlane has been fighting them for like freaking years now. They keep trying to tell him what he can and can't make jokes about.
Yeah, anyway, guys, Late Night 78 says, list of companies that woke. Sony, DC, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and AT&T. Am I missing anyone?
Huh. Yo, hold up. Now we keep on bashing for good reason on Marvel
Well,
and DC.
Disney and AT&T own those though.
But I mean, what about other games like Dark Horse and shit. What does Spawn belong to?
I think Dark Horse.
Okay. Like, I mean, what about the other comic book industries? I mean, are they tainted with wokeness or?
I don't know. But also another company that comes to mind are like freaking Burger King, freaking what I want to say there, Gillette, Nike, Coca-Cola, Mattel.
Oh yeah, that thing of bro, don't go after her, bro. That just looks like more, dude. She'll claim you raped her or something. That's what it should have been.
And also Sprite.
That's why root beer is the superior soda.
I'm more thinking Pepsi, dude.
Actually, I prefer drinking Pepsi or Dr. Pepper. Those are my two types of poisons. Well, not technically poisons, but
remember that video game for PlayStation 1 with the mascot for the 7-Up
Pepsi?
thing?
Pepsi Man.
The little checker thing from 7-Up. You know,
yeah, I don't remember that one.
Oh yes, cool spot.
All I know is Burger King had one, Pepsi Man, and McDonald's had a lot of disgusting, stupid, what the hell products.
The Noid.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Do you know why they got rid of the Noid?
Because some guy who was mentally unstable thought they were making a joke about him.
Yes.
And instead of being this is tragic, we are sorry for the victims and their families, it's like, yeah, we gotta pretend we never made this character because whoop, whoop. And it's like, no, it's not your fault that this guy wasn't caught as being mentally unstable.
I'm just surprised no one by the name of McDonald, came unhinged.
Oh, I'm pretty sure plenty of them probably have.
You think I'm a clown?
I'm thinking it'd be more if someone's parents were like, oh, it's a boy and our last name's McDonald, let's name him Ronald.
Oh.
I hate parents who do that. I don't mind names like Harry or something to show your love of Harry Potter, but it can easily be a name that you thought would be a good name. But when you do things like I followed the "Am I an asshole" thing on Reddit, and this guy asked if he was the asshole for telling his wife that he doesn't want to name their unborn daughter Constellation Jones or something. And she's like, but I want to honor my dead friend. And it's like, well, why don't you name your daughter after your dead friend? Because it was revealed that the dead friend was female. And it's like, she always wanted a daughter named Constellation Jones. And I'm like, why don't you just start calling your baby a piece of shit because kids are cruel and they're going to make fun of her for having the name Constellation Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate parents who do that. Well, I want to be unique, so I'm naming my daughter Honeysuckle Sugar Smith.
That
no. That ain't nothing. This happened back when I want to say like 9 or 10. My cousin's best friend named her daughter. Her and her husband named their daughter Cashmere Aurora.
Good hi, Lord. My little pony.
That child is like 13 now.
Are you sure they're not?
And life has not been kind.
Are you sure they're not a pony?
Yeah, that sounds like a name of a pony that's into fashion or something.
That's Rarity's, other sister.
It's Rarity's cousin that we don't talk about because she's into the grunge look.
But now my story is my mother said that she once when she was going to school she knew a kid by the name of Meat. And when asked this, the other mother said it would have, she thought it would make him, tougher.
Really?
Hell, why
That
didn't
sounds
she
like a
just go the
porn
whole
name.
9 yards and name him Sue?
That sounds like a porn
Yeah.
name. Meat.
No, no, man. I bet you that kid enjoyed that character in Mortal Kombat.
Also, guys, Plague Knight 78 says, I was sad that Crash to Spyro was no longer PlayStation's, but considering their sad state they're in right now, it's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is.
I agree.
I want a fucking Jack and Daxter game. I'm craving Jack and Daxter.
Yeah, but they'll probably
Dude,
make it
I
woke.
love Jack X, man. Best
Yep.
combat racer ever.
They'll probably make it woke, like Jax will be trans or something.
Nah,
Yeah.
they probably
Dionysus,
be hip with the kids.
come here.
Jack
Come here. Come here. Come here. Don't tempt fate.
I think it'd be more they decide that Jack and Kira had a daughter that was named Jacqueline or something.
Well, that'd be kind of nice.
But back to the name thing. My name that I was given was so I'd have the same initials as my grandfather, because if I had been born a boy, I'd have been named after him. But because I was a girl, I was given a name that started with the same letter as my grandfather on my father's side. So my name is ERH, which is my first, middle, and last name in initial form, because my grandfather's name was Elton.
Ah. My middle name is named after my grandfather.
My middle name is named after my dad.
But my dad and my grandfather's middle names were Ray, so I have the female version of Ray, but they have the guy version. But I was named so I'd have the same initials, because apparently my mom didn't like the name Elton, and she wanted to make sure that if by some chance she had a boy, she didn't. My little sister was the last child my parents had that he couldn't say, well, let's name him Elton. No, our daughter has the initials of your father, so we don't have to name a child Elton.
Elton.
Yeah. In fact, my middle name, well, I like to say I have a hyphenated first name, since my real name is actually Roman Scott, and the Scott comes from my uncle's middle name, which is also Scott.
Ah.
But I'm proud to have that. But I just know there'd be some SJW who's like, oh, the patriarchy screwed you over because your name was chosen so you'd have the same initials as your paternal grandfather. And I'd be like, and
Telemarketers, I tell ya. Effing
And it's like-
telemarketers.
And it's
Frickin'
like,
They call me again. All right, hang on.
but no, it's like, it's an honorable thing, though. It's, out of love and respect. I know these idiots don't understand that because they live in their parents' basement and just stink up the place 24/7. But it's this whole thing with honor and, love and respect and that kind of stuff.
But I bet if I was named after my paternal grandmother, Phyllis or Penny, so I would have the same letter, and her middle name before she got married,
Welcome back.
it'd be like, oh, that's
Yeah,
so
thank you.
great. Girl,
One of these days I'll learn technology.
Man, it's not
Yeah,
your
don't
day.
And I'm just gonna say this. I'm sorry you feel like I should basically be ashamed of the meaning attached to my name, but I'm not. I never got to meet my grandfather because he died before I was born.
Oh, sorry to hear.
So I'm proud to know that I'm connected to him through my name, at least.
Yeah, that's something these worthless losers will never understand. Because the only
And
thing
something they can never take from you.
yeah, because
Also,
they
Plague
only
Knight 78. Hey guys, Plague Knight 78 asked, who will win a fight between this and Shinigami?
Okay, to be fair, the Shinigami's the death gods. Like, I mean, if you're talking about Bleach
Depends
style,
on the Jedi.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking about Rey, she's going to lose just because she sucks. I mean,
She
it-
needs to lose because she's a fucking Mary Sue, and that
Yeah.
would not be fair. Now, if it's Yoda, let's be honest, Yoda's a pretty badass guy, so he'd probably win. Especially.
I mean, it depends on who he's going up against, though. Like, you got Zombok chose that can turn into fire and all of this and that. Like, it depends on who the match is.
Well, Ichigo would probably beat him because Ichigo's the main character, and that's the whole point of animes is the main character always wins eventually, no matter how brutally beaten they are.
I think Kenpachi will
Yeah.
also take it, too.
Yeah, 10,000 years of brutal, intense training. Yeah, the power. Yeah, the power of friendship and 10 seconds of montage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta
Anyway,
have
guys.
montage.
We're
Okay,
gonna
guys,
need a
I'm-
montage.
Yeah, that's good. But anyway, guys, I'm probably gonna call it good here. So, anyway, guys, would you guys like to say any final words before I actually close off the stream?
DC, if you are watching this, we will come after you if you try to screw us out of money.
Okay, Geek Hero,
We
got
can't
anything to say?
We'll come after you if you use any of this bullshit.
Matt?
Anyway, thanks for having us on.
Yeah, of course. Also, Matt, would you like anything to say?
Just be excellent to each other and party the fuck on, dudes. Oh, and DC, if you're listening to us, don't prove Alex Jones right, please. Dear God.
Alright, you nice and solid?
Yeah, thank y'all for having me on. I'm thankful that I was able to get on time. And I hope everyone had a fantastic day. It's a beautiful day outside, so, go out, chill. And see you heathens later!
I'm gonna.
And as always, this is.
We missed the thing.
Alright, well, anyway, guys, just remember these three things: respect the waifus, enjoy your fandoms, anime is freedom. And until the next one, this is Mr. Enemy 343 saying, sayonara, everyone.
Pingus!
Pingus!